What up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Let's Talk Poker Show. I am your host, I Am Poker. Welcome. Thank you for coming by. This is a show where all we do is basically just talk poker. This show is basically dedicated to my poker fans, my poker players, my poker pros, people who are really into poker like I am. It's also even dedicated to people who don't play poker or things like that, but share a common interest into the game. So if that's you, welcome as well. Welcome. So with that being said, this is the sixth episode. I want to thank all 200 and what's the number? You know what? Let me look this number up. I know I'm over 200 subscribers. That I do know. Let me just. Alright, so yes, so I'm over 200 subscribers, and the 220s look like. I want to thank each and every one of you who are watching this episode that have subscribed to my channel. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for watching the episodes. Thank you for hitting that subscribe button. That means so much to me. I'm still trying to continue to get used to of doing this show and reaching out to poker fans and poker people like me who love poker and love the game. So just thank you from the bottom of my heart. That means a lot to me. Now, for everybody who's tuning in right now as we speak. I'm about to get into our topic that I'm going to discuss with you guys in regards to poker, which I think is going to be very, very helpful, especially to people who are just getting into poker, to trying to learn how to play, trying to be good, trying to be a pro, etc. But with that being said, do me a huge favor right now. Click that like button. Every like that I can get from all my videos, it continues to put my videos in front of YouTube, and it puts them in the attention of YouTube to get more people to watch my videos. So the more likes I can get, it's the better, basically. So please, right now, click that like button. I want to reach a goal of 500 likes. I've yet to reach 500 likes on my videos. I've been close, but no cigar. So let's try to make this video that video where we get 500 likes starting now, hopefully. So please, hit that like button, and we're going to go into the topic of this show. Okay? So I was on my IG, and I was just going through some stuff, and I saw something very, very captivating that got my attention. It was this post, I believe, by a site. I'm looking at my notes here, by a site by the name of the Poker Mindset. I believe that's the name of the site or the group or the poker organization, whatever that it may be. Anyway, they had a post, and the title of the post was called "The 7 Skills a Poker Player Must Have." And I read it and I was like, wow, like everything on here is on point. And it gave me the idea to share it with you guys, especially people who are watching this that are poker players, or people who want to get into poker, who want to learn the game, who also wonder how they can better their play in their game, who wants to know what do it really take to be a skillful poker player. Well, I got the answers for you. And after reading this post, I was inspired. So I'm going to share this post with you guys. And once again, it's on the 7 skills a poker player must have. And I agree with all these skills, by the way. I approve this message. Okay? So let's go do the first one. Okay? And I'm going to read it as well. Then I'm going to elaborate on each one that I read. Okay. I think it's about to fall off. Don't do it to me. All right, here we go. The first skill that you should have, at least according to this, is called discipline. You must have discipline, and it goes like this: poker players must have the ability to control their emotions and follow their rules. For discipline is a required skill in poker. Without it, a player is either a gambler or playing based on fear and greed. Without discipline, a poker player will be gamed by those in control of their emotions. And this is very true. Discipline, I would say, is definitely one of the most important skills that you need. Because when you're at a poker player, when you're at a poker table and you're playing poker, you're playing against many different kind of opponents, different skill set, different levels, and you have some witty poker players out there that know how to get under a player's skin. They know how to rattle a player. If you have a bad hand or a bad beat, you got some players out there that are very manipulative. I can't even say the word manipulative. I'm still not saying it right. And this is me with no edit. So it is what it is. You have players out there who know how to manipulate one's emotions and one's feelings for their own gain. So having complete discipline is very, very important when you're playing poker. And it's not even just about controlling your emotions. It's just about, when I think of discipline at a poker table, it's basically being able to, how can I put this? When you're disciplined, you know what you want. You somewhat have a set plan or strategy on how you want to get through a tournament or get through a round or get through a certain kind of hand, and you do your best to try to stick to that without doing anything outside of yourself that's going to compromise your play and put you in a bad position. So if you have that kind of discipline where you know, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stick to this no matter what. I'm not gonna be distracted. I'm not gonna be manipulated. I'm not gonna be sidetracked. I'm gonna keep my eye on the prize, what I'm trying to do in this hand, for better or for worse. If you can do that and have good discipline in doing that, then you're on your way. Because in this game, let me tell you, discipline is very key. You're gonna need it at all times, because poker is a very fickle game. It's ups and downs. It's unpredictable, and you need that certain kind of discipline to stay in control of what you're trying to do as best as you can, to get the best level of play out of yourself, to give you the best chance of winning a hand and possibly winning certain games and certain tournaments. So that's very, very important. Number 2 is bankroll management. A poker player must be able to survive lots of losing sessions in a row. Downswings come more often than a new poker player thinks. Excuse me. Once again, this is all live here, or with no edit. So, the one thing about me on these shows, you get the real me. You get the good, sometimes bad, even a little bit of ugliness mixed in there. But hey, it's all me. It's all raw. It's all authentic, and hey, at the end of the day, as long as we having a good time and we talking poker and we getting somewhere, it's all that matters. All right, so I'm gonna read this again. Bankroll management is the second skill that you must have. Basically, a poker player must be able to survive lots of losing sessions in a row. Downswings come more often than a new poker player thinks. So basically, bankroll management is basically playing within your means, having a set budget that you're going to use to play, that you're going to use to play poker with, whether it's poker tournaments, poker cash games, or whatever. You want to play within your means, and you want to have some kind of a budget, because in poker you lose a lot more than you win, and that goes for anything, whether you're a cash game player or a tournament player. One thing about poker, you're gonna lose more than you win. Now you may have time, and you may have like time and different kind of winning streaks that you may go on in poker, where you may have a high streak here and there where you may win a few sessions in a row, a few tournaments in a row, or you may even place in the money a couple times in a row. But it don't last always, and it don't last very long. Poker is very brutal, and it's very raw, and you're going to experience more losses then you're going to experience more wins, and that's just a fact of it. So when it comes to, if you somebody who is more into the cash game of poker, even tournaments, because tournaments cost too, you want to make sure that you set a budget, and more importantly, you stick to that budget, so that way you don't be one of them players that is just out there just spending money, and now you're spending your rent money, you're spending your bill money or whatever kind of money, and now you becoming broke to the point where you can barely do anything with poker and with your life in general. It's not that serious. So manage your money, have a plan on how much you want to spend each week, each day, or whatever. Make sure that it is obtainable, and just stick to it and follow that, and you should be alright as far as managing your money. A lot of us poker players don't really know that starting off, so we just kind of just wing it and kind of hope for the best. Sometimes that can work out for certain players, but in most cases it really doesn't, because poker is such a captivating game that it gets you drawn in, and once you drawn in, it's almost hard for you to kind of sit back and back and let it go, or kind of or kind of pump the brakes a little bit. So just manage your money when you're playing this game. The third skill you must have in poker is passion. A player must love poker. Without passion for the game, a new player will not survive the learning process. Passion will be needed to bring a poker player. Passion will be needed to bring a poker player through the learning curve and the early disappointments. Passion, yes. Listen, I know when you watch TV. If you watch TV, if you follow poker, and you see all the glamorous stuff that the poker players have, how they living, and it motivates you to want to get into the game, and you think you're gonna be just like them, things are gonna go just as well as they going, and all this stuff. I got news flash. It looks good, but that's not the real. I'm not saying that what you see is fake, but that's not all of it. Most of these poker players have been through hell and back to even get to the position of being a serious poker player that gets taken seriously, that gets the recognition and the accolades that comes with what they do on the poker field. But make no mistake about it. It comes at a price, and sometimes even during their careers now, if they still into playing poker, it still comes at a price. So what keeps a lot of poker players invested in the game is passion, because they don't just look at it as a quick money grab. It's truly a passion for them. It's truly a passion because they love the game, they love to play, and with that passion, it keeps them motivated to keep on playing, keep on trying to be better, and keep on really keeping their dream alive of being like a lot of these already, poker pros that have made it. So passion is key. If you don't love this game and you trying to get into this game to be like what you see on TV, you're kidding yourself, and your dream is killed before it even started. You must love this game. You must almost breathe this game, want this game in a way that you can play this game and not make a dime and still be happy. If you don't have that and you're trying to make this like a career, if you don't have that, you've already lost before you've even started. So that's just real talk. Number four is number four. The number fourth skill to have is perseverance. A poker player will have lots of bad days, bad weeks, bad months, and in the beginning, even bad years. A player's ability to keep going in the face of hardship is crucial. That's true, and that is very, very true. I've been playing poker, not seriously, for almost 20 years, off and on, but I've been playing around that long. I've been playing a little bit more seriously, I say, within the last 2 years. But even with all that being said, I think I mentioned to you not too long ago, poker, you're gonna lose more than you win in poker. Why? That's just the way how the game is. There's no other reason behind it. It's not gonna always be because of the fact that you just play bad or you're just a bad player. This game is designed in a weird way where that you can play your best and you can still lose time and time and time and time again. That does You losing doesn't always go into it's not always your fault. That's just the way how the game is a lot of times. So, but again, if you have that passion and that will to learn and that will to get better, you'll be fine. And also having this perseverance to pull it through, it is you have to have that. You have to still be confident. You have to find ways to look at your play and find the positive in your play. Find ways to improve, and just don't let the bad beats and the bad losses get you down. Something that I do every now and then, I take a little break, which I'm doing now. As a matter of fact, I had a bad week the week before this week. And I just got to the point where so I'm gonna take this week off and start back next week. Because one thing about poker, when you lose a lot, it can do something to you mentally. It can be mentally draining, it can be emotionally draining, and it can really do something to you if you let it get to you. So to me, you need that time to kind of refresh, to reboot, and just enjoy life, enjoy the small and big things in life, or whatever, or whatever have you, and just get yourself back, so that way when you come back to the game, you have a renewed energy. You'll be refreshed and you'll be ready to go out again. Poker is just that kind of game. You have to really be careful on how you approach this game, and you have to take care of yourself. That's something that I would definitely say. Taking care of yourself both mentally and even physically to a point, but definitely mentally is very important. And how you do that how you take care of yourself mentally will determine your future in poker, in my opinion. because, like I said, poker's brutal, man. You know, you guys who really want to get into poker, you hear me saying this, but once you go out there and you play and you experience the high and definitely the serious lows of this game, then you be like, you know what, I am poker said this. So you gotta have perseverance. You gotta get back the bad beats, you gotta get past the bad months, the bad years, the bad weeks, or whatever. I still love this game. You have to still love this game in spite of all that, and still be willing to fight for this game and fight for your success. We're almost to number 7. Number 5, the fifth skill you must have is work ethic. Work ethic. Beginners are taught to play through books, training videos, hand charts, session reviews, and poker losses. To expect to make money playing poker right away is like walking up to a physician and also asking, how can I make quick money in medicine? Funny joke, okay. With that being said, yes, you have to have a serious work ethic. You have to be committed to the game. You have to be committed. If you're really trying to take this seriously, I'll make sure I make that clear. If you're trying to take poker seriously and make this a career of somewhat, you have to have a serious work ethic. You have to be willing to do what it takes. Just like with really anything in life, you have to be willing to put in the work, the time, and the effort to achieve whatever goals that you have, and to being the best that you can be in whatever you want to be in life, whether it's poker, being a doctor, a lawyer, or whatever. So you have to have a serious work ethic. You know, you have to be willing to learn in poker. At least you have to be willing to learn the game, to study the game as best as you can. You know, just go for it and really put that time in to better your craft. You know, when I started playing poker, what helped me was that I learned by a computer software. I started out by learning by computer software and playing poker. I wasn't playing against real people. It was more so bots or whatnot, but it was just a way for me to learn the game and learn the basics of it. Then once I did that, then I started going to my local tournaments that was in town, and I just basically just started learning on the fly how to really play the game along with what I had already knew, and that's how that I got better, and that's how I'm pretty good and decent to this day. And even now, you know, I'm still taking notes. I'm still watching film or watching shows and different poker episodes of other poker players, watching what they do, trying to take little mental notes here and there. So, you know, poker is a game that it takes a lifetime to, I'm not going to say master, because I don't think you can ever master poker. But there's always something in poker, I guess you can say, that you can learn. And you just never know what that's going to be. So having a serious work ethic is very important. Number 6. The sixth skill that you must have is self-awareness. Poker players must have a high level of self-awareness. If you are unaware of the mental habits that are causing you to play poorly or to tilt, you're unlikely to change. So you must have self-awareness on knowing what your weaknesses are, what your strengths are, how to better certain habits that may be bad habits in your game. You know, you must be willing to understand yourself as a player enough to pay attention to how you play and how that's affecting your ability to be a good poker player. That's the best way that I can put it. So if you, let's say you was in a session and you lost a couple of hands, and the reason why you lost those hands was because you know what, I give you even a better example. So before I took my little break, I was in a tournament, and there was this one guy online. This was an online tournament that was next to me in position, and me and him kind of been going back and forth. Not that it was planned, but that's just how it would actually end up. So I I don't know if he had won a couple of hands against me already. I think he may have, but then there was a hand that I went into. I went into it with him with, and I thought I may have had the best hand. Then he kind of raised me. Basically, he played very aggressively, and so I didn't like that, and so I went over the top of him, ended up going all in, and I ended up losing the hand. Well, the reason why I lost the hand was because I played badly. The reason why I played badly was because I let my emotions get the better of me in that moment with him. Because instead of playing my hand and the situation that I was dealt with to make a very good decision to either stay in the hand or to get out while the game was good, I was trying to one up him. And if it's one thing that I've learned in this game, you don't want to do that, because at least from my experience, it's not always about that opponent. It's about your hand, your situation, where you're at in the hand, and if you go playing the opponent like it's a competition, you've already lost, in my opinion. So that was my mistake, and I did it actually a couple times. I did it with him and somebody else in another tournament, and that's part of the reason why I had to kind of take a break, because I noticed that I was letting my emotions dictate how I played a hand with the opponents or certain people that I was playing against. And that's something I don't normally do, but I'm also human. So every now and then you may get a little bit ahead of yourself, thinking that you can make a hero call or steal a pot from somebody because you don't like how they playing, or you just feeling yourself too much. And that's what I was doing. So but I had enough self-awareness enough to go back and look at those hands and how I played, and really understand what my downfall was in getting put out of the tournament, and how that one play with certain individuals basically messed up everything. So that's part of being self-aware of your play, and really understand how to better yourself with whatever things that are not working, or what could be your downfall in playing certain hands in certain positions and with certain people. The last skill is focus. You must have focus in poker. That's very important. Mentally tough poker players are capable of long periods of focus. The key is to tune into what is important and let go of distractions. The good news is that focus is a skill that can be taught. It is important to think of focus. It is important to think of focus as a muscle. One thing that is hardly ever trained in the world of poker. So yes, you definitely must be focused. Being focused, it means not being sidetracked or distracted. It means just being totally locked in to the game, to your hand, because one thing about poker, when it comes to poker tournaments, whether it's online or in person, they are long, very long. They can take up to a whole day to a couple of days, even a week, depending on the statute of the tournament that you're playing when you're playing live. So, just speaking on tournament play, in particular, having that focus and being mentally prepared and ready and totally locked in is very key and important, because every hand you play or even don't play is important, because that can be the thing that rises you above your opponents, or it could be the thing that could not. So having focus is important. You have to be focused. You have to be locked in. You gotta be in the zone so that you can really give yourself the best chance to get as far in tournaments and even in cash games as you want to go. When you're in cash games, you want to make as much money as possible. You gotta be focused. You gotta be focused. You gotta keep your eye on the prize. That's the same with tournament play. That's the same in poker in general. Without focus, you make yourself vulnerable to certain things to happen and to get put out of certain tournaments quickly, to lose a lot of money on cash games, and you don't want that. So basically, when you leave your home or wherever that you're going to play poker at, even if you're at home and you're online, whatever's going on, put it beside you. Don't look at it. Don't think about it. Have your mind solely on poker and what you're doing to get the kind of results that you want to get, hopefully. I hope you guys have enjoyed the 7 skills that you must have in poker. If you're somebody who's trying to get into the game of poker and play poker and all that good stuff, I hope these 7 skills will help you. I hope I explained everything as best as I could. I hope that I explained it in a way that made it comprehensible and understandable, and I hope that it will help you. I'm no poker guru. I don't have it all figured out. I'm not a seasoned pro like that, but I have played this game enough to really appreciate and also understand the values of being a good poker player to a point. Once again, even I'm still learning, even I'm still getting better. As long as I've been playing poker and I'm still dedicated to the game and still have some things that I'm trying to work on as well. But if I can share some knowledge or some information, hey, I don't mind doing it. So that's that. Thank you for watching this episode of the Let's Talk Poker Show. Once again, thank you for your support thus far. I'm gonna ask you guys right now to like this video, please, especially if you have enjoyed this episode. Please hit that like button. I want to reach 500 likes possibly, so like this video. Also, if you love this content thus far, if you're a poker player, poker pro, a fan of poker, or just a fan of what you watch and you really enjoy it and you want to see more of it, subscribe. I need you to do these things real quick. Subscribe to this channel, number 1. Then soon after you do that, hit the notification bell, number 2. Then number 3, and more importantly, once you hit the notification bell, hit the word that says all. By you doing that, that guarantees you get each and every one of my videos, shorts, and whatever else that I post on my YouTube channel. You would definitely get it. So please do those 3 things. Like this video right now. Help me get to 500 likes. I will appreciate it. One last thing, or actually right before I get to one last thing, I'm on IG under I Am Poker 81. Once again, I Am Poker 81 on Instagram. So go on Instagram and also follow me there. Last but not least, I want to wish each and every one of you guys a happy Thanksgiving. If you watch this after Thanksgiving, I don't care. Happy Thanksgiving anyway. But happy Thanksgiving. Hope you eat good, eat well. Um, Words of wisdom. We live in a day and age where there's a lot of violence, there's a lot of killing, senseless killing. A lot of stuff is going on, and it's messed up. Be very thankful for what you have in life. Hold on to what you have with your family and your friends and people who love and care about you and people who you love and care about as well. You never know how long it's going to be here. You never know how long God's going to have these things or these people here in your life. So love on it. Love on them. Let them love on you. May God bless each and every one of you guys. See you next time for the 7th show of the Let's Talk Poker show. Thank you. Let's go.